Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for a last second, spur of the moment RTSL game between Bartosz Wrobel and Alex Yoosup Lim. Were you watching from Bartosz's side today? Bartosz is the USSR, Alex is the USA, and a pretty nice hand here. Sorry, folks, as I'm just going to remind people I'm streaming. Okay, so 3-3-2, a little bit of a greedy setup from Alex. But a nice hand here. De Gaulle makes sense against this setup. Vietnam makes sense against any setup. Purge makes sense against any setup. Of course, just hoping not to see Marshall with NATO in hand. Going to go De Gaulle into Marshall. Okay. So Bartosz probably not pleased to see Marshall with NATO in his hand, but De Gaulle could be a good headline here. Question is, how do you want to handle it? Okay, and Bartosz tries the coup. Sorry, folks, for being less than attentive there. I was just announcing the stream so people knew to come watch. The coup on Italy is good enough to get one in there, and that means that Alex cannot take both with a four-up. He could put three in Italy and one in France if he wanted, but that would require him to have U.S. Japan in his hand. That is the only four-op that is unaccounted for. So if Alex has U.S. Japan, he could go three Italy, one France. But Bartosz, for his part, he has Truman in hand, so he doesn't have to worry. He can jam France if he so desires. Alex may just decide, you know what, I can give up on Italy and just make sure I keep one of France in Italy, and he's in the Mediterranean country, so he almost certainly not going to be dominated. Okay, that's interesting. A quick Asia dump from Alex. That's a little surprising, but I suppose Alex also figures now, well, Bartosz, for his part, can't take both France and Italy, even with a four-op. Bartosz happy to be able to get Italy uncontested here, but probably wanted to contest Asia later in the turn with Vietnam. So yeah, taking Italy makes sense. Three France makes sense as well. Makes some degree of sense as well. I don't hate it by any means, but the problem is even with four European battlegrounds, if you're Bartosz, you're gonna have a tough time getting domination here. As long as Alex can secure the Mediterranean countries, that plus West Germany plus UK and Canada is enough to stop Dom here, even if Bartosz gets both France and Italy. Now, obviously, you get four battlegrounds in Europe, you have to start thinking about the last one. Alex has to be very worried about blockade. He has to be very worried about SOC govs and a West Germany operates, things like that. So you do create that level of problems for him. Very curious with Asia scored what Bartosz is going to want to do here. Yeah, and he's thinking about it. So you could just go Truman one into Italy. You could go more aggressive. Yeah, this makes sense too. I wouldn't mind one Afghanistan, but Asia's scored, making that a little less good. Okay, Bartosz is going to lock this in. He locks up Italy and then gets takes Middle East presence as well. I suppose it was possible that Alex had Middle East scoring, given that he headlined Marshall. But with him scoring Asia on AR1, he certainly would have scored Middle East on AR1, I would think, over Asia if he had it. And there, clearly, he would have. But he gets to space. And Bartosz spaces in turn, doesn't get the roll. And now Bartosz has a little bit of a Truman issue. He doesn't want to lose that one in France. So he might wait for Alex to take France. We'll see if that's what he does here. No, just going to take Lebanon, spread into Pakistan. Okay. So Bartosz is probably not a guy who wants to trigger NATO here. Special is unseen and Italy very vulnerable. Wow. Okay. I am wrong. Says, you know what? Let me take a fourth European battleground and really put some pressure on here. Okay. Big ops investment early in Europe for Bartosz, but he's putting the question to Alex right away. DEFCON also sitting at 4, so if it were to come to 5, realliance on West Germany could be a thing. So Bartosz needs a non-battleground here. Okay, finally a coup. This will get DEFCON down. Coup of Iraq misses. Alex wanted to make sure. And DEFCON didn't go to 5 next turn. And Bartosz with a nice play there to take Vietnam once DEFCON goes to 3. An unfortunate sequence for Alex. Alex now in a little bit of a tough spot. Bartosz likely to just give containment here on AR6. I suppose could give Truman, but I think you want to give containment. And then you're going to allow a break of one of these countries in Europe, but as long as you don't give up both, it's fine. Or, well, you're not going to allow a break in France now. So Algeria and 1 in Egypt. Okay, now France sitting at 0-5. Yeah, and definitely want to break UK with the special relationship thing. Yeah, that is unfortunate for Alex. Alex could have spaced that, but decided to get into Algeria and Egypt instead, and I can understand why he wanted to do that. Yeah, you can give Truman here. This, I think, would just be a Vietnam bonus situation. Go ahead into Thailand. You could use containment. Yeah, this is also fine. But definitely want to get your Vietnam bonus used, even with Asia scored. Obviously, very important countries down there. This is a great first turn for Bartosz. And remember, folks, socialist governments is still around, still in the deck. So Alex, so as is blockade. Now purge is gone, and well, SOCGov no longer still in the deck. This should be 2 West Germany, 1 UK, I have to imagine. Unless, actually, no, it won't be. If it were me, I would do this. Yes, I like this play from Alex. I like that play from Bartosz, and yeah, that's problematic because he can't find his way back in. So, folks, ignore everything I've said about Europe. Now Bartosz in a great spot to score multiple dominations with that SOCGov's play. And what is Alex going to get out of it? Takes UK and sets up a Middle East dom. That's a brutal turn 1 in Europe. Was Marshall even played? Okay, and here we go. And there is blockade. No D cards for Bartosz so far. And he does get Middle East, which I'm sure he's not too happy about because he's going to be dominated there. This hand in general, pretty terrible. You've got 3 1-ops, a bad score. And the only good thing about it is you have special. Yep, and there's Europe. Alex hoping to not see Romanian, and too bad for him. He's going to concede 7 VPs. So that is unfortunate. Special can be used for a poke in the UK here, and so not a problem. Defectors can be held. Yeah, I think I like that play. You do concede 2 VPs, but you lower DEFCON to 2. And we saw IP War on turn 1. So Alex will now not get mill-ops, so Bartosz will get those VPs back. It also helps in case Alex does something like overprotect the UK in case of special, because you're going to want to play special, or you could space it, I suppose. I don't even know what I'm saying. You don't even need to necessarily do the poke. You could just space it and then hold defectors. Okay, Alex prepping for a D card. Now, we did not see either decall or destall in either player's hand turn 1. So the fact that Alex goes into Angola suggests that he does not have both. He might have one or the other, but he does not have both. Bartosz thinking about a China play here. I'm not entirely sold on a China play at this particular moment. But this is shaping up to be a situation where we could see a country count fight in Asia. Alex could wind up with Pakistan, India, Japan. But so we will see what happens. U.S. Japan, the only 4-op remaining. And Bartosz decides he's going to go ahead and stomach those 4 VPs now and fight later. His hand is not good for fighting. It's not good for much of anything except for holding defectors. The war, I assume, will go into India. The Zaire in India makes sense. And needs a 6, does not get it. So blockade, I feel like, does need to be an event here. Bartosz was thinking about pressuring Indonesia, now thinking about pressuring Pakistan. This all makes sense. I don't know. I might just go into South Korea here, lock that up, and that's your 3rd battleground in Asia. But Bartosz really wants to fight here on country count. See how Alex wants to play this. And there is U.S. Japan. So this could be 1 Pakistan, 2 India. Yeah, and 1 Indonesia. That makes perfect sense. So Bartosz was hoping Alex didn't have that. He did. And that's going to be enough to stop Dom for the moment. Now, Truman presumably goes into South Korea. But now we don't have the option to take South Korea. Because certainly blockade... I would have to think blockade is going to be an event unless you want to get it back into the deck with the potential of drawing it with Purge or opponent having Gunman, and truly, not even thinking about its normal use, which is to shrink cut the U.S. hand size in the early war, but actually to get West Germany. Okay, there goes decall. Now I suspect we'll see blockade. Although maybe, okay, this I don't love because I like holding defectors here. But if you're going to use special, I would have to be spaced or poke UK. So if you went my way, then you wouldn't be able to lock up South Korea. So okay, looks like we're going to hold special instead, which is good as well. Okay, and there goes Korean War. So Alex did have it, couldn't space it, and is going to stop Dom that way. Bartosz needs a 4. He'll get it. And now blockade event. So interestingly, Alex takes the walk from Angola, from South Africa, all the way up to Nigeria. He gets there with decall in hand. We'll see if he had destall as well. Ah, he had Comic-Con. Okay, so that's all he was holding. So, yeah, I suspected that he didn't have D-Stall. Oh, my goodness. So I suspected he didn't have D-Stall because I think if he had both D-Call and D-Stall, he would not have would not have taken that Africa walk. So we have this is a Europe control play here, I would think. This seems to me like sock govs and then a 4-op jam into West Germany. Remember, folks, Truman is gone. So you could go sock govs, take 2 out of West Germany, and then stick purge in there. All of a sudden, and Alex doesn't have any known 4s. Now it does leave you in a bit of an uncomfortable spot with 5-year plan and duck and CIA in your hand. But CIA at the moment is safe. That said, it is known, and I'm not sure the status of Fidel. I think Fidel may be in Alex's hand. But yeah, this is a problem. Alex needs to have redrawn a 4. Remember, Marshall, gone. NATO, gone. Purge was just used to pump the 4 into West Germany, so only NTB and US Japan out there that could be in Alex's hand to answer this. And Bartosz obviously has China, and he can spend duck here as well. So let's count up the ops: 2 in Algeria, 1 in Nigeria, Cameroon, Zaire, and Angola. So, okay, this is going to go all 3 into West Germany, and he's going to lose this fight, folks. I hate to spoil it for you, but that's 6 ops spent in Africa that could have been spent to overprotect West Germany against the Sock Gov's redraw. Alex is not going to win this fight. Special also now inactive. With the UK at 4. And there's Fidel. Okay, so Alex, this may be a coup. Yeah, he's going to take a coup because CIA is known. Now, duck must be spaced, China must be played, and 5-year plan and CIA must both be held. So that's a good play by Alex, realizing that that he is cooked in Europe. But Bartosz now in an uncomfortable DEFCON situation. Bartosz must space duck. Okay, there's a decall redraw. He has to both space duck and play China. So here we are, Europe control. Here on turn 3, Alex kind of went with the 3-3-2 setup and was really punished for it. But this game nowhere near over. First of all, Europe scoring's got to come back. Second of all, obviously Brush is around. And of course, Bartosz with some significant DEFCON issues. Now, Duck obviously has just gone to space. 5-year plan in Bartosz's hand. So the key here is going to be, defectors. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. Why not a defector's headline to stop sock govs? Independent Reds to stop the domination makes sense, but wow, oh my goodness. I guess, um, I guess Alex was thinking that Bartosz would headline CIA to get it out. That's why he didn't go with defectors. But defectors would have stopped this Europe control situation cold. It has to be China. Yeah, I do a bunch of overprotecting here. Oh, I'm going to take Asia Dom as well. Not even. I would. Boy, I think I'd put more into Europe here. But Bartosz realizes that, unlike most Europe control situations, he hasn't lost this on the board yet. He is behind the Middle East. Okay, there's South America scoring, and How I Learned and Nuclear Subs. So, How I Learned is a great card for him to have. And so both How I Learned and Nuke Subs will get him out of CIA. Bartosz, no doubt happy to see those in his hand. But Allende makes sense. I think there's no good coup targets here, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, no good coup targets with CIA, and there goes the Pope. That's a problem. Oh, he is going to give CIA. I'm a little surprised. So now he's going to lose this fight for Poland. That was a quick give of CIA by Bartosz with Nuke Subs. Yeah, okay, he's going to take the coup. Protect Africa. No, this is just. This is. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, just do this. So Europe control. Patrick pointing out that I was talking about realigns in West Germany, but NATO had been triggered. So forget about that. Okay, China play into Poland, no surprise. So Alex breathes a sigh of relief as he has taken back. He's no longer under the Europe control threat. Oh, and that does make sense too. There's no event that cancels NATO for Poland. I am very surprised he gave CIA there. I think with Nuke Subs and How I Learned in hand, he could have just taken Poland back, allowed a coup, and gotten rid of CIA another way. You have two potential outs, even a mid-turn grain, which certainly you wouldn't see, because certainly Alex would have headlined grain instead of the Pope. Yeah, very surprised at that. But let's move on. Bartosz now, without Europe control, needs to get Europe Dom. So he's going to want to take Portugal or Greece soon. He's also going to want to play South African as soon as humanly possible. He needs to score South America, so he's just going to take his 3 there. And he's got a 5 VP lead now. Alex, for his part, if he's got Europe, he'll dump it now. If he does, it's only 2 VPs when it looked like it was going to be game losing. Okay, yeah, we're gonna put 2 into Angola. South African unrest, still a reasonable play. This seems like it could wait. I think Alex would have scored Europe if he had it. South African unrest, still a very reasonable play. Get your access to South Africa, get a couple into Angola, put some pressure on. Okay, Middle East scoring there, 4 VPs for Alex, and he's staying alive. So this could be Algeria, this could be Panama. Certainly, you don't want to eat an Africa control here, but both Panama and Algeria are full odds. Going to go Panama and hit the roll with a 6. JR. Hope you enjoyed that one. Nuke subs is not a problem here. Okay, there goes Nasser after Middle East scoring, but before Sadat, so basically free. Alex gets his second mill-op with a coup on Cameroon, denying presence. I think South African unrest is probably fine here, but I suppose if you're giving nuclear subs, you don't necessarily need the 2 in Angola. I would like the 2 in Angola better, just to threaten Zaire. And there's Southeast. Okay, so 4 more VPs. Alex not with a great hand here, but CIA enough to swing the tide in Europe. Bartosz, meanwhile, wastes little time taking South Africa. And Alex, does he get to headline peak? He does. And Bartosz going to want to hang on to 5-year plan. Could 5-year plan away nuke subs, but doesn't do it. And now I suspect if Alex has any kind of a card left, we'll see a coup here on Panama. Yep, that one is it. Needs a 3 to wipe him out, 4 to get in. And doesn't get the roll. Big miss for Alex. Now the question is, where does Africa's scoring come into play? Can we 5-year plan it? If we're Bartosz, we don't get it here. But oh boy, we get Junta and Libs and Central. What a hand here. This looks like a central control hand. And Bartosz has to be thinking about maybe picking up 10 VPs here. I sometimes hate this game with a deep passion. Oh boy, and Europe's going, that's it. That's it. Right? I believe that is your ball game. Okay, so this will just be a nice, easy take. And Alex has to... No, I don't like that at all. Because of VOA. If Alex has VOA, then you want Libs to get back in. And he's going to coup, and that's it. That's it. That's going to be 9 for Bartosz. So congratulations to Bartosz for this victory. And he gets the victory over Alex. And boy, what an interesting one in Europe. Alex fights back, takes Poland, but a killer hand here. Junta, Libs, and Central turn 5. And Alex gets the victory. So it was a bit of a short one. Only a half-hour game. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Bartosz and to Alex for sharing their video today. And thanks most of all to you for listening. Hope you enjoyed this game as much as I enjoyed bringing it home to you. But until next time, this is Justin Abramson signing off for now. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.